Holy freaking moly. It has been a long time, guys. A lot of new things have happened in my life, and we'll get into that probably in a different video. But today, I'm out here fishing with my man, Mr. Josh Tanner, Pioneer Outdoors, and my freaking homie. What's up, dude?
What up? Hayden.
Hayden was on the channel for the OGs a long time ago. Like, we smashed some big smallmouth. So that's our goal today. We're out here on the big water, if you can see behind me. Endless miles of water. Water temp 67 degrees. There's fish 40 feet out. Let's freaking catch them. I actually have already caught 2. Didn't have the camera on because charging some batteries. Hey, let's get this thing started.
Hey, let's do it.
Wait, you got a secret there?
We're gonna get them.
Okay, so I've been drop shotting. I have a couple different drop shot baits out, but we're gonna start with the camera on with the Twitch. Tried, true, trusty, dusty Bass Magnet Lures Twitch. Half ounce weight. We're fishing in 28 to basically 32 foot of water, and if we get on them really good, I'll hook you guys up to live scope because you guys love that a ton. Show you guys what I'm looking at, but for now, just try to catch some spaghetti. You know, and spaghetti to me is when your graph starts to light up because there's just so many fish down there and it looks like a big old plate of spaghetti. So make it happen. This is like the start of fall for me. When this starts turning on, fall is like starting. Now we're just gotta figure them out a little bit better and catch a bunch of them because we're close. It's a bunch of bait, I think. There should be some bass playing around it though. Nope, it's not bait. It's not big. Oh, I saw that last one. Hey, it is. Oh. Just a mean old smallie. Look at that, boys and girls. Look at that beautiful little fish. Thanks, buddy. There we go. My God, look at all those fish, dude. That's not a fish. I thought it was. Oh, dude. Like 60 feet out that way. Huh? Like 60 feet out, like straight in front of the boat. There's just a pod of like all these bait fish and shit. Yeah, big one. You should catch another one. Oh! Oh! I got it. I got it. I got it. Thank you, though.
Slam down!
Holy moly, dude. All lampreyed up.
Dude. Cracker.
What up, my beautiful baby? What is up, you dark, beautiful beast? This fish has been out here for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Trying out a new scale, guys. Let's see how this one works. Zeros? Okay, it's a pretty damn good start. 395. Right around 4 pounds, my boys. Boop. Good work, dude. Oops, forgot to color in there, but that's fine. 395. Beautiful, beat up, old beast. 20-year-old monster. Bye, baby girl. Jess was like, Ben, you got smashed right after I got smashed. And I dropped back down and I see a school down there.
I should have looked at that because you're like, drop back down that rock.
My bad.
I had to hit it.
Yeah, tie it.
I had to drop it back off into that.
There's a bunch, dude. Hey, you got a drop shot? You need the drop shot.
Yep, I got it.
Nope. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Thank you.
Got him?
Thank you, fish.
I don't know.
Thank you.
I'm just playing games with you.
Hayden's got one.
Well, I'm trying to get a second one.
Hayden literally just caught 2 fish, 2 different rods, same time. And he's got like a 4 1/4, 4 1/2, and like a 3 1/2. I just got smashed.
Good job, dude. Oh, hooked up. Trips.
Mine came off. There's a little pod right there, huh? Hey, smashing? Yeah. There's so many down there. Hayden, not gonna be the only one.
What? I just dropped back down. You still have the big one on. Because I need pliers in that one.
Hold on one second. Thank you. Yeah, just keep that net lifted for me. Thank you, fish. Hayden outdid me so far. First spot, moderate success. We caught a couple pretty good ones. I caught one 395. Hayden caught 2 that were about exactly the same, 395. And we had a couple other opportunities where we caught some other good fish, but just no mega giants. So we're gonna go look for those fish. What I think they're doing out there in that deep water, pushing up, starting to try and come shallow. This is one of the first staging spots. Even though it's still 28 foot of water, it's one of the first staging spots before they can go to the bank. So we're gonna kind of go out a little bit deeper, 1 step further out, look for those fish, see if they're there, and if they are, what are we gonna do to them?
It's lights out. Look at all those. They're stacked on top of each other right there on that.
Just a little isolated shit right there. Not much. I mean, that spot's so small.
You can't even have 2 people fishing. So I say you turn around and go show us what's on it and catch your first fish out of it.
I'm literally dropping on these fish, and when my bait goes down through them, I see them like scatter, like actually scatter.
Until then?
Except that one.
Yeah.
That one saw it and he said, okay, I'll stay around.
Sometime?
No. think it's pretty big. You got a second. He might drum.
I think that fish just heard that I was taking my pants off, so I was putting shorts on, and that's why he wanted to bite.
You got a second on this one. This one. That's pretty big. Here it comes. Might be a drum. Okay. No, big one. Massive. There's more down there. If you have a drop shot, drop down. That's a freaking maga. Oh my gosh, dude, look at how hungry this fish was. Hold on. Look what he's got in his mouth.
Somebody else's drop shot? Nope, a big old shad.
Whatever this is, I think it's a goby actually.
No.
He's bleeding just because this thing's stuck, I think. Basically screwed up his meal. Look how cool that is.
Oh, wow.
A little perch.
Little perch.
Or walleye. Walleye.
Oh, walleye.
Nice, dude. Yeah,
Let's get a picture of this fish. Zeros. There we go. 448. 4.5 pounder. She's got that belly.
There we go. There we go. Now we're talking money.
Thank you, fish. 448. Back to the sea. That's a sick picture.
Good job.
Thank you. Holy smokes. I basically said, dude, there's a whole bunch of fish down there. I dropped my bait down, and when I dropped my bait, it was weird because all the fish on the bottom scattered. Which typically, past experience says those are not bass. But evidently they were probably big bass. And this big one was like, okay, everyone, move. This is my meal. I'm going to eat it. And this one was such a fat tubble-lard, he had another walleye in his throat. So they could be feeding on walleye. I think they're feeding on a little bit of like, there's white bass that I found out last year that they were feeding on. There's perch they're feeding on. There's gobies they're feeding on. And evidently they're feeding on, you know, premature walleye. So, whew. Or juvenile walleye, but that's sweet.
That's a small one. Doesn't feel big.
There's a pod down there, evidently. Yep, they're on the graph too. I got your net right here for you whenever you're ready.
Big, long, skinny one.
There you go, dude. Good work. You know why Hayden keeps doubling up? It's because he got two baits like right next to each other. And so, no, for real, like,
Yeah.
I think when one fish eats it, there's another fish with it.
Right.
Yeah, look at that one.
Skinny.
Freaking zombie smallie. But like, when one fish eats it, there's another bait right there for the other ones that are with it. You know? That is a good point. Like, we are fishing for bait fish eating fish. Like, these are, for the most part, from what I can tell, feeding on bait fish. They're not necessarily feeding on gobies. They're not like sitting on the rocks. Every single area that we've caught fish off of, I've seen big pods of bait fish move through. Now, what that pod of bait is, it's either, you know, walleye or, as I mentioned before, like white bass, probably some alewife, variety of different things. But then the bass are there too. So finding the bait fish is really, really key. And I'm using the Panoptix to really locate those big balls of bait. And then the bass tend to just be chilling right with them. So we'll see if this makes any sense, if it still holds. But so far, so good.
Did you see that?
Yeah, he like hit me in the face.
I know. Whatever he threw out.
Walleye. There's a walleye.
Like, he totally freaking like right here, high level.
I thought he was coming in my lap.
He jumped so high. I thought for sure he was jumping in the boat.
I thought so.
It's a good fish.
Yeah, we saw him.
Josh got a close up.
Oh, I got him.
Josh got to weigh him while he was in the air.
Wink and smile. Tail whopper.
Got some sailfish.
These guys
Don't do
are
it.
feisty now.
Loosen the drag and just let that fish kill himself. Because that fish is so hot.
Look at that fish was still alive. Did you see that? He just spit out another walleye that was still alive, or a perch.
Dude, they are smoking on this spot. You ready, Josh?
No,
He's ready.
his first. I think that's a shoulder.
Yeah, that's a stout one. I'm gonna drop him off and then I'm gonna go back here. Drop you off at daycare. Good work, dudes. Double up.
Double dilly. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly.
Look at how fat that fish is.
A fat one.
Your fish spit up like 2 walleye, almost jumped in the boat.
He was right here.
I mean, he was so high up. That was ridiculous.
That was,
Big old bait fish eaters. These fish have such hard bellies because they're eating all that bait, and they're so deep that when they come up, I mean, their swim bladder and everything starts to expand, and that's why it's important to kind of get that fish, you know, take a picture with that fish if you want to weigh it or whatever, then just let it go, you know. Otherwise, you got to fizz them. Like, we're fishing 28 foot of water. Definitely you should fizz them if you're going to be, you know, putting them in the live well for an extended period of time. So, just big old bait fish eaters, and they're all eating like so light, like toot 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 toot, bah! And then you just set the hook on them. But they don't eat like that. That's the paw was me setting the hook, you know. Before we wrap the day up, I want to talk to you guys real quick about. Now, we did come shallow at the end of the day. We caught a couple fish, but really most all of our fish came out of that deeper water. You know, 25 to 30 foot of water, dropping on them. We saw them on the graph and we're able to catch a couple. Now, in that lower light period, we were throwing a little bit darker color drop shots. This is the Bass Magnet Lures Twitch in the Spanky color. Probably one of my all-time favorite colors in a drop shot bait. It's like a dark green pumpkin, orange and purple flake, and it just imitates gobies, imitates perch. And in those lower light periods, you want a darker bait because it stands out better in the water. Those fish can find it, and that's why we started out with that bait. And pretty much the entire day was overcast, but we did get a little period where it slicked off, got really sunny, and we had to change up our presentation to a little bit more translucent baits, some more whites and transparent colors like this one here. And we actually found that fish were feeding on small juvenile walleye. So this is a color, this is actually a 13 baits Vertigo minnow. And I don't know the color, mud skipper maybe, but it looks just like those little walleye, and ended up catching a couple pretty good ones on this. I think I caught my 4.5 on this bait right here. So kind of got to try a couple baits, move through a couple different things, and figured out what worked as the conditions were changing. Now, the hook I was throwing, and this is something I've experimented with a lot, is a VMC Neko hook size 2. I really like this hook. It seems to keep them pinned really well, and it has an offset bend that just catches them really well and keeps them pinned. And then for the most part, 1/2 ounce drop shot weight was the key. Now, you could go heavier, but I didn't have a ton of the 3/4. The half seemed to work pretty well, so stuck with that. That's basically how we caught our fish today. 7 foot medium extra fast arc rod, Lew's tournament or team custom pro 3000 size reel, 15-pound braid, 8-pound fluorocarbon, and I tie a swivel on that drop shot. Dude, just awesome day. I mean, Josh caught some big ones. Hayden caught some giants. Hayden caught like what, 4 around 4 pounds?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 4 or 5 around 4 pounds. Then I caught a couple pretty good ones as well. So it was an awesome day. These fish are starting to move shallow. I know I keep saying that, but I'm excited because late summer, fall, into the winter, like, this is my favorite time of year to fish. So if you guys are not getting out on the water, I encourage you to get out there, go fishing. Fish are starting to move, starting to chew, starting to eat. When everyone else is going hunting, you know, pick up a fishing rod and just go out and try to catch some. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please do me a huge favor, give it a thumbs up. Go check out my man over at Pioneer Outdoors, Thad and Josh. I might have called you Thad earlier, but either way, it doesn't really matter. You know what I meant. But no, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. As always, take care, Tidelines. God bless. It's nice to finally be back here making videos for you guys. Pursue your passion. Come on.